Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary Series, and it looks like we've got a black-red vampire deck versus a blue-black zombie deck. So, zombies versus vampires. Currently, Zombies has two Crypt Breakers, one of the new zombies from Eldritch Moon. 1-drop 1/1, pay a black and a generic, tap, discard a card, and you get a 2/2 black zombie creature token. It comes into play untapped. And then tap 3 untapped zombies you control, and you draw a card and lose a life. So, that's not too bad, especially since he's running Haunted Dead, which can just keep bringing things back bringing itself back so you can sacrifice it, or, since it's a zombie, discard it to the Crypt Breaker to make a zombie, and then activate its ability to bring it back, and it's a zombie. He also has Relentless Dead, which is a really annoying card. And Vampires is attacking in with Drana, Liberator of Malakir, his only creature. And there's the Haunted Dead. Back on the board, brings in a Spirit token for the chump block to keep Drana at her smallest figure. Because all it takes is for her to hit, and she gets bigger. So the longer it takes him to actually deal damage with, the better. Olivia's Dragoon. 2/2, discard a card, and it gains flying. And Heir of Falconwrath. So, Vampires is building a bit of a board. Zombies already has quite a bit of a board. And more importantly, since Zombies only has one card in hand, the last ability on Crypt Breaker can actually come in quite handy. But he is attacking almost all in. He's holding his Crypt Breakers back. So going in with the Relentless Dead, 2/2 Menace. Haunted Dead is just a 2/2, and then the zombie token is also just a 2/2. 16. He takes the 6 damage and goes to 10. And Diregraph Colossus comes in as a 4/4. So Vampires is going to have to strike out fast and hard here. Preferably, throw down something like Olivia mobilized for war, and then another vampire, so then you can discard, give it haste and a +1/+1 counter, and then go in with a lot of damage. Heir of Falconwrath. And discarding Voldarin Pariah. Which one? Oh, okay. He's transforming Heir of Falconwrath. Okay, and the art has loaded in this time. The last time I saw this, these were just blank art blocks. He does have one card left in his hand, so he could give the Dragoon flying and go in for, let's see, it'd be 2 from Drana, and then 3 and 4, so... Nope, just going in with Drana. But then again, he is now completely tapped out, and, the opposite board is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 potential power. But it's not going to take a whole lot for zombies to break through here, since vampires creatures are, pretty small, just like zombies. 2/2, 3/2, 2/1, 3/3. But either way, it would be a lot of trades. And, well, let's see. He does have a Geralf's Masterpiece in his graveyard, so at the moment, if he attacks all in and gets some good trades, he's probably going to be better off since he can fire off Geralf's Masterpiece and he is pretty low on cards. Okay, tapping some zombies to draw a card. Now, I can't remember the name of the card, but I saw it a lot in Blue Black Brains or Blue Brains. Ooh, Dark Salvation for 2. Puts 2 zombies into play, and then the vampire, or the Voldarian Pariah is going to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -8, -8. That's a pretty nice card. 4 mana for -8, -8, and you get more creatures that don't come into play tapped. That was one of the problems with a lot of the zombie cards before Eldritch Moon was, like the ones that can come back from your graveyard. They always came into play tapped. So he is attacking in here. He's going in with the Relentless Dead because it has a menace, so he has to block with 2 creatures if he wants to block it. And then the Diregraph Colossus is a 4/4, so he'd have to double block it to kill it. So he has to make a choice. Now, he could take the 6 damage here, since he's at 10. The only problem is that would take him down to 4, and he's facing off against a very wide board here. He is running red, so he potentially has, some answers for small creatures like this with Kozilek's Return or Radiant Flames. Languish is also an option, but the main problem with those is the fact that they will typically kill his vampires as well. Now, if he could get in with, let's see, if he could discard a card to flip this to a flyer, discard a card to this to a flyer to make it flying, and attack in all out with the flyers to avoid the zombies, that would be 3, 6, and 8 is 14. Oh, man. He'd still come up 1 short. So he's double blocking the Relentless Dead while Zombies is tapped out, so he's not going to be able to bring back the dead, which is, one of the most annoying things about that card is how hard it is to get rid of it permanently. Just 1 black mana, and they can just bring it back to their hand. A lot of the time, that's going to be the case. They're going to have the mana open. Luckily for Vampires, he was tapped out at the time. Vampires is down to 6. He lost his Heir of Falkenrath. And I have to say, if he doesn't drop a board clear of some sort here, I'm pretty sure he's not going to win this game. Oh, and back to what I was saying, that card that I can't remember the name of. It's 1 blue, 1 generic, and you return target creature to its owner's hand, and then if you control a zombie, they have to discard a card. In a situation like this, that would be really good for the zombie side because it would get rid of one of his blockers and force him to discard a card, which, since he's on so few cards already, is less than ideal for the vampires. And I have to say, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more fireworks in this matchup, since it's, for me, I enjoy the flavor of this matchup, vampires versus zombies. And I was kind of hoping for a little more excitement from the vampire side, but, This is basically what zombies is supposed to do. They build up a horde of creatures and then just keep attacking in waves until you die. So discarding to the Dragoon to give it flying to be able to play Voldaren Pariah for its madness cost, which gives him a blocker at instant speed. Wait a minute. He has Voldaren Pariah as well? Yeah. Now, I don't see any reason not to run it since he's going to have, well, provided things go correctly, he's going to have a lot of creatures so that he can sacrifice and get the effect from Abolisher of Bloodlines, which in this situation is pretty much perfect. Sacrifice, 3 zombies. In this situation, if you're fairly certain of the win, you can sacrifice your Crypt Breakers since they're not attacking, and the zombie that's not attacking. And that's what he did to transform his Voldaren Pariah before the other side's Voldaren Pariah comes into play. And discarding Fiery Temper to the Dragoon. So, quick response to kill off the other side's vampire before it can flip. Don't, yeah, I don't think that it's going, well, it should absorb a few more damage this way. He probably will live. But I asked for fireworks, and we got fireworks. That was quite the back and forth right there. Now, Vampires doesn't have the board that he can really afford to flip his Voldaren Pariah, because most likely he would just sacrifice Haunted Dead and a couple of zombie tokens, and granted, he'd have a 6/5 that could kill the Diregraph Colossus, but this way he has 4 blockers versus 5 attackers instead of 1 blocker versus 2 attackers. Okay, so he's double blocking the Diregraph Colossus. He's going to take 4 damage here. The good news for vampires is zombies is tapped out, so this was his, attempt at the kill shot for this turn. So he will get another turn. Again, I don't think that it's going to make much of a difference, potentially. Let's see. Discard 3 cards, return it to the battlefield tapped. He does not have 3 cards. Okay, so actually, vampires might actually win this game, provided that he continues to draw gas. He's got a 3/4 and a 3/3 versus 2 2/2s. So basically, he's turned it into a stalemate. But like I said, the problem is he's at 2. All it's going to really take is for zombies to get 1 more creature. And, well, not necessarily just 1 more creature, but if he brings back the Haunted Dead, he'll get 2 creatures and almost guarantee a win unless Vampires has an answer. Oh, he goes for the Geralf's Masterpiece, excuse me. I almost called it Colossus. 1 card in hand, so it's a 6/6 flyer. And as it stands on the board, vampires cannot survive a combat phase. However, he has plenty of burn spell options. He could have another Fiery Temper, which he could hard cast to kill off one of the zombie tokens. Or if he had something like an ultimate price, he could kill off the Geralf's masterpiece, or not. Okay, never mind. Well, that's a little bit of an unfortunate end. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more of an epic match, but I couldn't resist the flavor of this matchup. So, hope you guys enjoyed. That was Black Red Vampires versus Blue Black Zombies. And if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and I'll see you in the next video.